Welcome to another tutorial. This is the second to last one, so you're getting close to the end of the semester. With this tutorial, it'll be a little bit shorter one. This is the endocrine system. Now when we talk about the endocrine system, let's start with just the basics. What is a gland? A gland is just a structure that secretes a substance that's headed somewhere else in the body. It's that simple. With a gland, though, it can be categorized as a couple of different ways. It can be endocrine, endo remaining inside the body, exocrine gland headed outside of the body, or heterocrine gland, which means it can be a little bit of both. So an example of a heterocrine would be pancreas. We talked about that some things are being excreted out through digestive and some things are being secreted into the blood, like insulin and glucagon, for us to regulate blood sugar levels. Now when we look at endocrine, we're really looking at a hormone. A hormone is a substance that's secreted by a gland from a structure that's headed through the bloodstream to a distant target. It's headed somewhere else, but it stays within the body. And the target is just whatever receives that hormone and makes it change and do something different. I'll give you an example. Let's look at the thyroid and the parathyroid. The thyroid, located in your neck here, and then on the posterior aspect of the thyroid are four P-shaped structures called your parathyroid. And they do alternate things. Now, when calcium levels change in our body, and we need calcium in order to just have a muscle contraction occur. So when calcium levels adjust in our body, the thyroid, if the calcium is high, the thyroid tells us to secrete calcitonin. It secretes calcitonin, which tells your bones to start storing that calcium. So it takes calcium out of the blood because there's too much in there, and it stores it, which is a good thing. We want increased bone density. That's great. The opposite thing also occurs in order to help keep it in balance. When blood levels, when the calcium in the blood, when the levels start to decrease and there's not enough calcium in the blood, which we need for muscle contraction. The heart is a muscle, right? So we need muscle contraction to occur. We must have calcium. When the calcium comes too low in the blood, the parathyroid secretes parathyroid hormone that tells our bones to start breaking down those stores of calcium, which sounds great initially, but when that's out of control, that can end with brittle bones, where we've broken down too much of the structure of the bone. So thyroid, parathyroid, kind of a checks and balance system where one does the antithesis of the other. But all of that is regulated through hormones in our blood, targeting a distant structure in our bones, right? That gives you an example of how hormones work. For your assignment this week, it's just to fill out the chart on Moodle for endocrine function. You need to know the structure of you need to know the structures that are listed, where they are, what their names. So you need to know where the pituitary gland is, where the thyroid is, where the pancreas is. And then you need to know what hormones are secreted. And you need to know what effect they're having, their distant target, what their effect is. The best way to learn endocrine system is really to sit down with that chart and see what affects what. So go ahead, get working on that chart and start studying. Good luck.